Do you ever wonder what is NFT, what is blockchain, what is metaverse? If answer to any of the question is yes, then let's dive into the video. Hi, this is Rajat Attewal and welcome to my channel. On this channel, I focus on three things. Number one, help you become a Web3 blockchain ninja. Number two, solve climate emergency by promoting sustainable products. And number three, help you decode your life equation so that you can live a happy and meaningful life. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Today we're gonna discuss identity in Web3 stack. So if you're coming from Web2 stack, you already have seen identity component, right? So like if for any of the application that you use on Web2 stack, right? So you pretty much like use some of the identity mechanism system, which is like your email and password, or it can be like OAuth authentication, right? Using maybe Google or Facebook login, right? So that's one example. Or you might be using your mobile phone number, say for an example, to log into any application, right? So same way within the Web3 stack, when we are building application, which we call DApp, which is the decentralized application, there are two fundamental challenges in the current way, right? So one, there are various blockchain, right? So you have to make your decentralized application compatible across different blockchain. So the good news is that if your blockchain is EVM compatible, right? So if you have built something for Ethereum, you can simply port it with Avalanche or Polygon, for an example. And one of the key thing is that when I say EVM, it's Ethereum virtual machine. So like Binance Chain had just copied Ethereum, right? And called it a different blockchain, right? And if you're building on Polygon, it's by default compatible. So you will see a lot of decentralized application actually deployed across the blockchain, which are EVM compatible. I will take one of the example. And the second thing is the challenge of wallet management. As I said earlier, right? To interact with the blockchain, right? You need this public and private key, which will be stored in a wallet, right? So think of wallet as your bank account, right? So in today's world, you might be using Barclays or HSBC or various other local accounts that within your country, right? But to be included in this sort of crypto economics or crypto tokens, right? You need your own wallet, which you are the owner, right? So you can just create it simply, and your wallet will have the private and public key, which only you have access. So that's a bank for you. All of your tokens will be on the blockchain. It just give you the interface, right? Which you require, like how many tokens you own, basically, right? So it can read through different blockchain and can display to you. So that's like current challenges with any of the D application. So I'm taking an example of 1inch for an example, right? It's a DEX aggregator, which is decentralized exchange aggregator, right? So you got various DEX are already available, like Uniswap, Kyber, right? And if you want to buy a crypto token, instead of going to Coinbase for an example, or any other like Binance for an example, these are like centralized exchanges, right? It's basically aggregated across different DEX, right? And giving you a good price for a particular token. So it's an aggregator, right? And you will see that, you know, all of their code is, which is the smart contract, right, is deployed across various blockchain, right? So initially they started with Ethereum, right? And BNB, Polygon, Avalanche are like EVM compatible. So whatever they have written in Solidity was actually portable. So the challenge with current blockchain, because every day there is a new blockchain that is popping up, right? But you can see that this is like a big exchange, right? And you can see that, you know, these are like top blockchains that are like sort of working in Avalanche, Polygon, BNB, Ethereum. All of them are like sort of EVM compatible. So whatever they developed on Ethereum was like sort of portable easily, and that's how they are doing it. And the second challenge is the wallet, right? Now, you first you have to use your decentralized application. You have to give option to various network, right? Which you can see that on 1inch that has given. Same way there is a multiple choice for the wallet, right? And most of the time you will see Web3 wallet, which is nothing but MetaMask. So this is like one of the key wallet that's been used, and you will see me using it more and more, because for decentralized application, right? If you're building a web app, right, you just add it to the Chrome and you can just, you know, get a wallet out. Another option is that whatever application you are building, you give that capability within. So like 1inch has its own wallet, but the challenge is that it's stored with 1inch, for example, or it's the owner of it, but you will have the private key, right? So they don't have access to your private key. And same way there is like WalletConnect. It's not a wallet itself, but it's a kind of protocol layer, right, which sits between your decentralized application and different wallets. So they already have integrated like hundreds of wallets, right? So MetaMask is one, Trust Wallet, Rainbow, right? So all of these are like, think of these are different bank account, right? It might be HSBC, and based on your preference, right, you're doing it. So tools like WalletConnect actually helps you, so if you just have this one, right, by default it's gonna be integrated with like 100 plus, right? But there are some wallet that might not be in the WalletConnect. Then you can see that these are all sort of popping up. So this makes it very, very complicated for a decentralized application if you want to build it, right? So you have to worry about which blockchain you're gonna target, and the second thing is which wallet you want to, because if you don't give that choice, there is a limitation. If people are using different wallet and if you're not given the option, right, they might not be able to use your application itself, and that's how you do it, right? It's not a nice way to put it up, but there are various projects that are coming. And so I want to talk about Ceramic, right? So we discussed that in off-chain data protocol, right? So they're coming up with something self-id, and you can think, I need something, this identity need to be like simple as what we have for like email and password or oath, right, which we use, or maybe a mobile phone, right? And it works across different application, right? So you can use it on Facebook, you can use it in Google or any other, like Amazon for an example, right? You pretty much will use email ID and password. So we are moving that in direction of Web3 stack, right? So you will see, stuff like Ceramic self-id, I think is the step into the right direction. And you will see that, as it more mature, right, we will get away from this kind of architecture where we, select network and select wallet, because you need to understand that Web3 is quite niche in the current state, right? So think of it as kind of TCP/IP layer, this network layer, right? And we don't build application on network layer as on today, but if it's evolving, right, this is the foundation layer. On that you will have another protocol layer, which will be like how to integrate across different chains, right? And that's like a common theme you will see, and more you will see that, if the blockchain is like kind of EVM compatible, I think that's going to be the standard. And you can see that because Ethereum is leading, right, and people have, if they have copied the EVM compatibility, right, it make it very easy for other blockchain to actually get more users. So that can be a standard, and based on EVM you might have another network layer, right? So you don't have to select like which network you are speaking to, and it's kind of abstracted, but this is like the reality for now. So you have multiple wallets, multiple networks, and that's how it is in the Web3 stack, right? So I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, or give me thumbs up. That's going to help with the Google algorithm and more people can find it. With that, see you soon. Thank you.